Sorry.
Well, you're not going to like this. I can tell you that for a fact.
I'll say it right now. The Big 12 does not want Iowa State to lose this game.
Yeah, Bob Bowlesby, you need to answer to this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I've seen some.
This is ridiculous
today.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust.
Don't worry, we didn't have anybody watching. I'll start that over. That's on me.
Okay.
Well, you're not going to like this. I can tell you that for a fact.
I'll say it right now. The Big 12 does not want Iowa State to lose this game.
Yeah, Bob Bowlesby, you need to answer to this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I've seen some.
This is ridiculous
today.
This is ridiculous.
Nice. It's the Thursday night live stream. It's too much dip.
Hello, fam.
It's David. It's Dylan. It's KJ. Hey, guys.
Hey, I just wanted to get out in front of this real quick. I am currently watching a 4 and a 6-year-old alone. So if I have to abruptly leave the frame, it's likely because the house is on fire and I need to put it out. They're just running around, running amok. So, yeah. But I'm glad to be here.
Well, if I abruptly leave the frame, it's to answer the door to the FBI, who I no doubt have reported the Unabomber, or somebody with that description has joined our live stream. So I'm just trying to, if you see something, say something.
They used to call me the Uniballer.
Okay.
Really? Why?
I have one testicle.
Is it? I thought it's because you had no friends. So you was bald by yourself out on the blacktop.
Remember how Will told us that when he was a kid, he would play catch by himself. He would just throw the ball and then run down and get it and throw it. How fucking sad was that?
They're on the table.
Oh, man. Hey, man, but it's going to be a great evening. We've got a special guest lined up. We're presented by Draftkings. You guys familiar with them? Yeah, you are.
You gotta be quiet.
Hey, what's up, Parks? What's up, P-Man?
We're all in on Roback tonight, too, and on DraftKings. You want to tell the good people about DraftKings and we bring our guest on and go that route?
I would love to, because KJ, another week of the NFL season means another shot to win big at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet just $1 on any NFL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a point. The last 0-0 tie in the NFL was in 1943, so I'd say this is a no-brainer. If a sportsbook is not available in your state, DraftKings won't leave you empty-handed. Everyone can play for huge cash prizes all season long with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports Contests. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at $1 million in total prizes with their first deposit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code WASHED. Throw down $1 on any NFL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a point. That's promo code WASHED this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Ladies and gentlemen, we can't delay it any longer. He's just demanding. He's trying to bully his way in. We're not even doing dip picks now, and he's getting in. It's Pete Blackburn of Brunch.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey,
Good to see you.
Here.
what's up, my man?
Not much. I like. Is that a Beats pill that Dave is speaking into tonight?
I'm just a man who broke his microphone stand, so now I get to look like I'm going to spit some hot fire into the mic.
It's tough. It's tough. I'll tell you.
I like to
It's
imagine
embarrassing.
he's like doing some slam poetry, and he's just, that's like the candle that he's walking around stage holding while he's just dropping his lines. I love it. It's a good look. Pete, I appreciate you for not only leveling up the average looks of the rest of this show, but also just the all-around great setup you've got for a live stream. It's something I've always been very jealous of. While my house is in transition as we're getting it painted and whatnot, I'm like, you know what? Not even gonna get fancy. We just move it to the center of the room, keep it basic, because otherwise it's only downhill from there.
Well, I mean, the first part of that statement, null and void, because the dill guy. Look at that face. Hell yeah.
Get out of here, Pete.
But I mean, this room, it helps when you live 95% of your entire life in one room, so you can just really consolidate all your efforts. So that's why this looks like it does.
Fair. I like keeping track of Dylan's background just by how, I mean, it looks to be empty now, but just like the progress of the hand sanitizer over the year.
Well,
like giving away 5 at a time, I'm sure.
What you're seeing now is a house that's being prepared for a move. So I'm in the process of like throwing stuff out. And no offense to the hand sanitizer, which was very good to me for a very long time, but it's I had to get rid of it. Yeah.
I've often said that no one has been more sanitized than you.
I'm very clean. That's facts. Yeah.
I don't get made fun of enough for my my art.
Your framed tweet.
That's not even like on the wall. It's just sitting on the windowsill, leaned against like the blinds. It's just half-ass.
I'm glad you said it was blinds. I thought it was like one of those like hobby craft pegboard type things going on back there. But now that I look a little closer, there's like a little intricate pattern there. I respect it.
It looks like one of those pull-down shades.
Yes,
it's got the little chain.
Okay.
Yeah, the more intricate and detailed the pattern, the more expensive it is, Pete.
That's true. I know that deal. I want that one so bad.
Pete, you and I got a football question. I know we're gonna get more into Patriots later, but you and your pal DJ were kind of not a big fan of the Mac Jones pick. I got to ask now: is Mac Jones the real deal?
I think the Mac Jones is like the realistic deal, I guess, rather than the real deal. Like he's better than I expected, I guess, to this point. But also, I think that people are getting a little overboard. And I don't know. I'll tell you, I still don't like Mac Jones's face. Like, he just has like, God, he just like screams piss baby who comes from like a family with money. And like, anytime anything goes wrong, he just has like the whiniest face and it drives me insane.
I do respect his absolute refusal to lift a single weight, one crumb of weight. That's the body of someone who doesn't know what the inside of a weight room looks like, which you gotta respect.
Mac Jones has the face of a guy who's going to stand up at a school board meeting and not say that he's opposed to CRT for like racially based reasons. He just wants to make sure that people understand the kids have to be more hireable in the future. And if they're spending their time on this, they won't get to like arithmetic, whatnot.
Okay. I'm not touching that one. Yeah.
Following up on that, which district maybe in North Texas might you be referring to?
I don't know. One that NBC seems that they cannot get enough of. Like all hours of the day, they're fully obsessed.
Okay.
They're going full Brett. I don't know what the guy's last name was. Brett McCarver. He works for Stadium. Fully obsessed with Urban Meyer when he was getting fired from Brett McMurphy or something like that. All in. Anyhow, know what I'm all in on? I'm all in to find Peng Shuai. I don't know that I pronounced her name correctly, but I'll start with a low. Kind of a weird story. One that might be weirder, like after we get a resolution and it's not just like up in the air. But essentially, a Chinese professional tennis player, female tennis player, lodged, complaints, allegations that a senior Chinese government official had sexually assaulted her, and then no one's really seen her since those statements were made.
Oh, how long ago was this?
That would be a great question for someone who actually read like all the details of the story.
She's just disappeared?
I mean, could be 6 weeks, could be 6 hours. It's hard to say. Long enough for like Naomi Osaka and Novak Djokovic to have been like quoted, being like, hey, it's bizarre, not bizarre, but it's troubling that she's gone. We need answers, so on and so forth. So
my question is, when is LeBron going to speak out against China? I've been waiting. You know what I mean? Like, come on. What's this guy's deal?
Do you think Scoops Callahan could corner LeBron at a press conference and get a comment on this story?
I think he could. The legend of Scoops continues. This is a big. So I did. You might be shocked to know I was not familiar with her credentials, but quite the doubles player apparently. Like a top 5 doubles player in the world. I don't know how they do the rankings. Like, is it the team ranked or like whatever? Not important.
Yeah,
Triples is best.
Triples is best, exactly.
Well,
it's a team championship. You've got number 1 contenders in all rankings.
I am just waiting for. And maybe this has already happened. I'm just waiting for this to be used as leverage against China from our folks at home here in the political world. But not to get political. Nobody wants that. Thank you, Dylan. But this is wild, man. And people disappear. This is something that happens though. People disappear. Russia, China, heck, even here,
Belarus.
I had seen. Is that why somebody asked Biden if they were going to, like, for diplomatic reasons, not go to the Olympics? And he said today that they're considering it. So I assume that's part of the reason why.
The Beijing Olympics, right? I'd like to see it happen.
There's no way we don't go.
Paula Ono's dead body. I would say that.
Yeah.
Because it's Tara Lipinski. She's got to go collect those checks. Carlos Correa. The hell's happening here? Oh yeah, baseball's still dumb. Shout out to them giving out.
Okay, we don't need that every week, KJ.
Until they change the schedule and the calendar. Congrats to Shohei Ohtani for unanimous AL MVP. But what's up with Carlos Correa?
Not really anything. He had brunch with AJ Hinch, and so people were like, "Oh, let's go to Detroit." And I got news. I don't go to Detroit.
They're just boys. I mean, the Astros kind of lowballed him, right? Saying like, "Oh, we're okay if you move on," and that kind of what the understanding is there. I don't know.
I saw that
our noted seam head over here.
I had seen that Passon tweeted that they went to breakfast and it went so well that it turned into lunch. Maybe they just went to brunch. Maybe just a late breakfast.
They met up at 10:30. That's just how that went.
Who among us hasn't found themselves in that situation? I did really enjoy though that Correa came out and said that, like, hey, basically Derek Jeter can go kick rocks this week, and basically like immediately took himself out of the running for 2 MLB teams, one being the Yankees and the other one being the Marlins. Being like, well, we can rule out those 2 teams.
Yeah, I guess I missed the Yankees headline. Is there any level of interest from Boston?
Now we got a shortstop.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's weird to have, in North Texas, anytime free agents come up over the last, like, I'd say 5 to 10 years, you're just like, they're not coming here, so who gives a shit? So it kind of passes us over. And I guess we were all thinking Yankees were the one, but hearing this news, I guess what is your take on where he'll end up? I guess
I'd like it to be the Yankees because I hate that guy. I think he's so annoying. I would love to see him end up on the team that I hate the most.
He has impossibly made himself more hateable after the whole cheating fiasco thing by just like digging his heels in, and what a douchebag that guy is.
You said it, not me, even though I also kind of said it.
David, you want to explain to us what the hell the Big 12 referees did or didn't do, or do we have Frozen David? Oh, I think we have Frozen David. It's perfect timing.
I think he's just being really still, actually.
No, I think it's Frozen David. The Big 12 referees. It's funny to see, though. The Big 12 referees took an ass kicking, I guess, if you want to say, a kick to the nuts from the Texas Tech announcers. I played a clip of that earlier on in the game. Notably, it was a game that Texas Tech ended up winning off like a 62-yard field goal to upset Iowa State at home. But the lead up to it, sorry, I'm making sure that David's not trying to get back in.
His video still is so funny.
He's gonna have to
Madame
back out.
Tussauds version of Dave Ruff.
I can take him off. There we go. I was about to say I can take him off, but it was funnier to see that way. He'll have to rejoin. Here we go.
Davey.
Thanks for laying out on me there, David.
Dude, my internet went out on me. I'm sorry, dude. This is
Texas
trash.
Tech.
This is a
This is
bush league
trash.
setup.
Texas Tech.
Man,
If you freeze again, we're skipping this. David's the one that had this.
Oh
story.
no, it happened
We're gonna
again.
move on to Stan Kroenke, who has threatened to settle with the city of St. Louis for moving the team out of St. Louis under, false pretense of saying he'd keep him there. And I talked about a few weeks back that he was basically threatening to leave the rest of the owners with all of the legal fees because some of the owners, depositions weren't sturdy enough and led to more investigations or more questioning. And now he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'll settle and you all can pick up your own legal fees. How about that? I just love the concept of just like a multi-billionaire just absolutely dog effing other billionaires. It's just great to see. I don't like Stan, but love to see it.
God, KJ, I know nothing about this story. I'm reading it right now for the first time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, same here. But like, I didn't know that you could just like sue a guy for moving his sports team. But that's good to know. I'm famously not a big law guy. Don't really know the court of law super well. But I do know that Stan Kroenke is like the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking as a guy who roots for one of his teams,
Which team does he own? Arsenal.
Arsenal. Yeah,
And
big trash.
are there any NFL owners that own soccer teams that are actually liked by their fan base? Because Fulham, I don't think they give a shit enough about Shad Khan, but I for
John
sure
Henry,
know
I
they
think
don't like, who?
He's not football, but he owns Liverpool and the Red Sox.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Because I know the Glazers get it left and right from Manchester United fans. So, I'm surprised that Jerry Jones has never stepped out and been like, you know what? I'll just buy NBC or some bullshit. I guess he couldn't afford that.
We do have a big law guy that's on this show, but unfortunately, he can't get his internet to work. Is he back? There he is.
Sue the dial-up company. That
He's back from his
him right now.
His third location inside his residence.
you know what, man? I'm sorry, guys. My house is just so big, dude. Like my cozy 3.2 in Southern Austin that has Google Fiber. Oh, hey, Randy. Anyway, I'll text story. It's pretty funny.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
If you drop out again, you're just gonna have to call me on the cell, and I'll just pull you up on the board via phone. You're gonna have to phone in for the rest of the live stream. With that said, Antonio Brown, not Bryant, faked his vaccine card. Nobody cares. You want to do dip picks while we've got a stable landline connection. How about that?
That's a good idea.
That sound fair to everybody?
Yes.
Oh, seriously?
You're struggling. Well, struggling is kind of how I would sum up my entire season of dip picks. Pete, I don't know if you're aware what we do here. We pick these games, real novel idea. We pick against the spread, nothing fancy. And then the guest picks as well. The guest scores accumulate. Anybody who loses to the guests, me and all of us who lose to the guests, is responsible for putting truck nuts on their vehicle for 30 days at the end of the season.
Okay.
We're crazy.
The kicker is all three of us are losing to the guests right now. The combined score for the guests, all games count 1 point with the exception of big boy stacks, which is 3 points. Guests are in lead by 5 whole points, 60 points on the year with a 50% picking, 50% record. Dylan actually has the best record overall. Shitty on his big boy stacks. He's at 47 and 41. Guests are 44 even. David and I are tied at 42 and 46.
Can I ask a random question here real quick? What kind of vehicles do you fellas drive? Because like truck nuts on a truck isn't funny. It's just like sad. But like truck nuts on like a Fiat would be hilarious.
I'd say we all pretty much drive a similar vehicle. All pretty standard suburban mom SUVs.
Okay.
I have one of those Lamborghini SUVs.
Very cool. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
I drive a black SUV, and David drives a blue SUV.
All right.
Yeah,
fair
but
enough.
mine's on spinners.
He's on spree wells, man.
That doesn't maximize the humor in the truck nuts, but it's fine.
Not as bad. Not as bad. I'm kind of hoping that the repairs my car needs after I got hit the other day might nullify having truck nuts on the SUV, and maybe I get them on a rental car, like on a Ford Fusion for a month.
If Dave hits the switches right in his whip, he can make those things drag on the ground in the back. So that'll be pretty tight.
Yeah, that's true. I do have switches in my vehicle.
All right, let's do this, man.
All right,
Let's pick some
we can get
games.
out on time. Before I jump in, I wanted to make sure people did know they could find Pete on Twitch tomorrow night. Friday Night Marbles, yes,
That's right.
where you'll be guaranteed to hear Truly Madly Deeply no less than 10 times in the first 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
Hey Pete,
The
are you gonna
lads
check out?
version. The good
Are you gonna
version.
check out this new Warzone map in a couple weeks, man? You get back
Of
on there
course.
or what?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Are you still
I'm
playing?
like 1 foot out the door on Warzone
Same.
right now because Battlefield, which is amazing.
Okay.
But I'm definitely I'll dabble, see what that new map is about. Get the lay of the land. Let's
got my
drop in,
interest.
boys.
It's definitely got my interest. I think if that map doesn't hit, they may find me in Halo Infinite for the foreseeable future. So we'll see.
I can't wait to get absolutely slaughtered in there. It's gonna be fun.
All right, let's
It's a
do
great
this.
way to ruin your weeknights, I can tell you that.
Coming off a massive victory and a massive ass whooping. I'm glad that we have Pete here to fully break down the Patriots Falcons. You don't have to do that, but why don't you lead us off? Falcons are getting 6.5 at home on tonight's Thursday night football game. Pete, who do you have?
Yeah, no shock here. I'm going to take the Patriots. I haven't been the biggest Patriots supporter this year. I mean, I've been very lukewarm. Not a big Mac Jones guy, as I alluded to earlier, but Falcons got absolutely smoked last time out. Patriots absolutely smoked their opponents. So, like, this is a seemingly like a perfect storm for the Patriots to cover here. And I saw a stat that they are 4-0 straight up and 3-1 against the spread this season on the road. So, like, all signs point to the Patriots covering tonight, and I think it's in the cards.
I will take the Falcons to cover only for the fact that I just can't keep losing to the guests. I've got to just start fading the guests here. I'm behind by 12 points.
Yeah, I gotta
Dylan?
pick my spot. I gotta pick my spots to fade the guest too. Unfortunately, I think I'm becoming a Mac Jones guy. I don't like it, but I am, and I think they win this one by double digits. So I'm on the Pats.
David,
You hear the ice cream truck?
I forgot you got a nighttime ice cream truck. I hope it's just
It makes no. It's like it's
dark and
55
cold.
degrees outside.
Oh man, you could probably go buy some really bad weed, considering like the ice cream truck in my hometown.
Some pencil shavings.
Yeah, some pencil shavings and oregano. I gotta go with the Patriots. The Falcons just looked like pure ass last week. It was just that was the embarrassment, an absolute embarrassment. Patriots win, and I'm actually going to watch this game because I have a mea culpa I have to issue on Mac Jones. So I'm going to watch this.
kicking it over to college football. Number 7, Michigan State's at number 4, Ohio State. Next 2 weeks, obviously, will make or break the Big Ten. Ohio State's favored by 19 at home. David.
That's a lot of points. Michigan State, man, I've bet against them like a couple times this season. It hasn't worked out. I'm riding with Michigan State. Shout out John Duda. Shout out Maui Duda. I'm just doing it. I'm riding with Michigan State. Ohio State is good, but they're not gonna win by 19.
Dylan.
Yeah, this line it just seems way too big, and it almost makes me want to reverse my initial response to it. But I can't. I don't see how Michigan State loses by more than 19 points. That's a good football team. I know it's at the shoe, but I got Michigan State.
Me late season Ohio State at home, going big.
Yeah, I'm with the fellas above me. I just think that 19 points is somewhat disrespectful to the Spartans, and like looking at the trends, I'd seen that Ohio State historically does not perform well against the spread the week before playing Michigan for whatever reason, whether that's like looking ahead to the old Michigan matchup. So something to keep an eye out for. Maybe the old Buckeyes are getting ahead of themselves this week.
When we put out the request for a guest who did not improve the guest's ranking, I did not expect this level of research and insight. Number
We picked
21.
the wrong guy.
Exactly. Number 21, Arkansas is at number 2, Alabama. This may bury me. I'm never going to recover. Alabama's favored by 21 at home. Dylan, start us off.
I don't have a great feel for this one. Anytime Alabama is favored by a lot of points, they, at least according to my memory bank, they tend to cover. So I'm going with Alabama, big over Arkansas. Yeah.
I'm taking Alabama too. I just do not see the offense that Arkansas put out there last couple of weeks continuing to like keep that engine moving against Bama as they, caught their breath against New Mexico State. Pete.
I'm going to go with Arkansas. Maybe it's just like me being shell-shocked from them whooping Texas's ass earlier this season. But, I think that Alabama's run game isn't all that good. And so I feel like Bryce Young is going to have like a real good game for Alabama to cover a 21-point spread. I just think that spread is too high. So I'm going to go with Arkansas.
We didn't even discuss that Bama had a game where they had 10 rushing yards or something earlier this year.
I think it was like 4 or something. It was ridiculous.
That's strange to me. Even that you don't even get quarterback rushing yards. Maybe it was net and team yardage, but still wild. David, who do you have?
I think I'm riding with Alabama.
Okay.
Arkansas, didn't they just go to OT with LSU last week? I mean, they squeaked by LSU. I can't, but they did really put it to Texas. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Thank you, David. Yeah.
Okay.
Pete, any general thoughts on Texas before we chug this thing along? I forgot to add that in early.
Absolutely not back.
That's fair to say at this point. Yeah.
I did see. I think Dylan quote tweeted the video of the 9-year-old phenom or whatever, gonna throw his arm out of the socket and being completely derogatory towards that 9-year-old who is absolutely going to end up on being Texas quarterback in a 5-6 season.
He is from Texas,
12
I think.
years.
Yeah. My God. What a mess.
They haven't recovered since Chase Daniel and Ryan Perrilloux decided to go elsewhere. It's just all been downhill since then. Although you guys did have Garrett Gilbert.
Ryan Perrilloux going elsewhere was a positive for Texas. That dude was a disaster.
Well, you walk into one casino high, it ruins your career. All right, SMU at number 5, Cincinnati, the game that only one of us has been waiting for all year. Cincinnati's favored by 10.5 at home. SMU righted the ship last week against UCF. Cincinnati still has not looked convincingly great. I'm going to pick with my heart. Give me SMU to fuck some shit up.
Ooh.
David.
Let me just say this. I'm officially issuing an upset watch for the Cincinnati viewing area. Conditions are favorable for an upset. That being said, this will be a back-and-forth game. What's his name? Mordecai. He's putting up astounding numbers this year for a quarterback at SMU. They're going to keep it close. I think this ends up being a 5 or 6 point game. Give me the ponies.
Dylan, SMU at Cincinnati. Cincinnati favored by 10.5.
Cincinnati big. I'm sorry, KJ. Cincinnati
No,
big. This is not gonna be close.
You're not sorry. You're not
a little
sorry.
bit.
Pete, who do you have?
I simply could not care less about this game, but I did see that the line moved from 12.5 when it opened earlier in the week to 10.5. So I'm gonna roll with Cincinnati in 10.5.
That is true. That is very true. I can't type. All right. Last college football game. Number 3, Oregon at number 23, Utah. It is the nighttime ABC game at Utah. Utah is favored at number 23 with the 3-loss Utah team. Now they have changed quarterbacks since a couple of those losses. I think they're on their 3rd quarterback. David, you might know better than me. No,
Yes, they are
getting some playing time. Former Texas quarterback.
He's they've got some Jaquindon packages, and that's all we ask for.
Yeah, which former Texas quarterback is currently starting for Utah? Is it Cam Rising?
It's Cam Rising, and he's looked pretty good. Although they can run the ball. That's the thing. Utah can run it, and but that's disrespectful, man. This is I did not expect this when I was looking at the boxes here.
For whatever FPI index, whatever that's worth, like Oregon's got like a 38% chance of winning this game according to FPI.
Didn't Oregon beat Ohio State earlier this year?
And they lost to Stanford.
They're
That's
good.
the only they've had. So
Good team.
who's up here? Pete,
I'll take it. Okay, go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, I mean,
I got Oregon.
I'm gonna take Oregon. Like they're a good team. They're a really good running team. Like you talk about Utah's running game. Oregon's got a better running game, and if you got 2 run-heavy games, I'm gonna take the team that's getting 3 points.
Everything about me wants to take Oregon. I do not get it. Obviously, I've not watched a lot of Utah. David has. I'm going to lean on that faith. I'm assuming he's taking Utah. I might be wrong, but I'm going to take Utah just because I assume there's something I don't know.
Dylan's got so much going on. As do I.
Please give me a
put
second.
roads down here in a minute. I am going to.
Nice.
I like how you assumed I'm riding with Utah. And you know what? I am going to ride with Utah. I'm riding with you, KJ. Let's go. Let's get Jaquindon in the mix. Let's get him out there moving the ball. Let him throw it, man. Don't disrespect his arm like that, Utah coaching staff. I'm riding with Utah.
Well, David, you want to power through these next 3, and then we'll finish in round robin for the rest of us. Colts at Bills. Bills favored by 7. David.
I'm riding with the Bills.
Cowboys at Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 2.5.
I hate this. I'm riding with the boys. I'm riding with the boys on the road, getting the big win. That's a 3:30 game, right? Not a Sunday night game.
That is a 3:30 game. Yes. Cincinnati Bengals at Vegas Raiders. Another 3:30 game. I don't know which nighttime game I skipped, but I didn't like it. So Raiders are getting 1 point at home.
Give me the Raiders bouncing back. And then can I give you my big boy stack?
Please do.
UTSA.
What a
laying
Going
3.
back to them, huh?
Laying 3 at home over UAB. UTSA, the team that nobody wants to talk about. Pete probably didn't even know UTSA is. The disrespect.
No. The University of Texas at San Antonio.
Correct.
Roadrunners.
Aren't they undefeated?
Thank you for knowing that. I've got to go put the Roadsman down.
It's like the
The
Roadrunners.
Roadrunners.
The Roadrunner, yeah. They still have Larry Coker coaching that team.
All right.
Dave.
We're both clicking the button. Okay. David's got to put Rhodes in bed. Let's knock the rest of these out. Dylan, you got Colts at Bills. Bills are favored 7 by 7 at home.
I'm high on the Colts right now. I'm going Indy.
I am taking Indy to cover. I'm taking the Bills probably to win if I was money lining it, but I'm taking Indy to cover as well. Pete.
I'm going to take the Bills minus a touchdown. Bills 3-1 against the spread at home, and then 4-1 when the spread is 7 or more. Did my research. I like the Bills.
Damn it. Chiefs, Cowboys at Chiefs. Chiefs at home, favored by 2.5. I'll lead off here. I'm going to take the Chiefs to cover. I am a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan, as everybody knows. Favorite teams.
No, you're not.
Love it all.
No, you're not.
Oh, you're right. It's the Jags who whooped the Bills' butt a few weeks ago. Go Jags and all that. But I'll take the Chiefs here. Pete.
I'm also going to take the Chiefs. I know the Cowboys have looked good, but just like I think Ohio State might be looking ahead to Michigan, feel like the boys might be looking ahead to Thanksgiving. Short week ahead.
It's true.
It's kind of a trap game. I'm going to take the Chiefs at home.
We them boys. Boys win outright.
Bengals at Raiders. Bengals favored by 1 on the road. Pete.
Joe Burrow gang. The Raiders turn the ball over too much. I'm going to take the Bengals.
I'm going to say the Raiders have run out of emotional steam.
Yeah, that's a
whatever the
team.
hell
That's a
going
team
on
in
with this.
disarray. I have Cincy.
All right, Bengals. And then David, you took the Raiders. Okay, big boy stacks. David or Dylan, I'm sorry, who do you have?
I have the Washington football team +3 at Carolina. I have no faith in Cam Newton. I believe he is starting. It's his second week back. Even if he had a full season under his belt, I still don't like his arm right now. So I think Washington wins that game on the road.
I was just scouring for a game to pick. Nothing stood out to me. I didn't do my research ahead of time. So in moments like this, what do? You dance with the one who brought you. And that is absolutely shitting on TCU at any chance I have. We're favored by 21 points at home against Kansas. Chad Morris's son is favored at home by 21 points. Give me KU +21.
I like that.
I guess I misinterpreted the big boy stack. And so I picked one of the games that already was picked.
That's Dylan's excuse.
That is in play.
It
Oh,
is
it's
in play.
Okay.
You absolutely can do that.
Okay. Well, considering that and the fact that I'm very impatient, I'm gonna run it back with the hometown boys. The Patriots -6.5.
Love that.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Why
I
not
like
work?
getting it out of the way tonight, man.
Immediate
We'll go
returns.
very
Let's
quickly.
go.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I love it. Well,
Make
Pete,
Making
Thank
fellas
you.
sweat right off the bat.
That's right.
I love all the work you do on brunch. Tell the good
Thank
people
you.
where they can find you.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, just my name @Pete Blackburn. Listen to brunch, please. Listen to Tomato Fights. New episode of Tomato Fights tomorrow. On the Patreon, patreon.com/listen to brunch. We have, if you don't know what Tomato Fights is, it's a great $1 million idea of matching two movies that have the same Rotten Tomato score up against each other. Tomorrow is The Fugitive versus The Social Network. And we have a guest, Mr. Randy Havens, who plays Mr. Clark on Stranger Things. So it's a very fun episode.
Love that.
A great idea. Great format. Fun show.
Why are you guys in our network?
We ask ourselves every day, don't we deserve better?
So
Yes.
Well, we need to plan a trip up to Boston sooner than later. I've only been up once to make a trip out to Worcester, and I don't think that's quite saying that I've been to Boston. So
Definitely not.
I have my list soon. So
Hey,
really
Pete,
appreciate you filling in.
if you want to catch that Bruins Golden Knights game in March, man, just let me know. We'll get you a ticket. All right.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
come out to Vegas a little bit.
All right. Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.
I want my
Hey,
chips.
sorry on
That's
the
all I
internet.
know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.